G'day guys, just a quick one today, a bit of a run through on what sort of camera gear we're using for our Big Lap series. Same gear that we've been using for the past videos you would have seen on YouTube as well. We are 2 weeks off heading away on our Big Lap, so stay tuned for that. I'll be trying to put out videos weekly, but we'll see how we go. Depends on reception and whatnot. The replacement for our camper trailer arrives next week, so the next video you see will be a bit of a rundown on that and just what we're up to get prepared for the trip. Let me know if you want to see anything specifically about you know what we're getting sorted, what we're getting ready for the trip. Might do a video on spare parts for the car if that interests you. Anyway, camera gear. Everything's got to be small and compact because we don't have endless amounts of room, and it needs to be easy. This is sort of like, this is low end gear. Nothing's really flash. It's just enough of the basic stuff to do the job. Everything's kept in this, everything fits in this Case Logic bag. This is a really good one. So I'll show you what's inside there. Righto, so first of all, this is my little point and shoot vlogging camera, so a lot of the footage will be on this. It's a GoPro Hero 8. It's got the media mod case on it, which is really good. Basically, I just use that case because it's got a 3.5mm audio jack, so that I can plug into that, because the onboard audio on the GoPros is not very good. And then I'm using a Rode Video Micro microphone, and to stop the dead cat that I've got on it from being in the field of view when I'm shooting, I've got this little triple cold shoe mount. It acts as a riser to keep that away, because that'll bob and get in the shot sometimes, which is really annoying. So that's one GoPro Hero 8, exact same setup on the tripod GoPro that you can see right now. And right now I'm recording the audio on the same microphone, but on this tripod one, which is my B-roll camera, you can see that I've also got this little Rode Wireless Go. So that's a lavalier mic. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, this GoPro on the tripod also fits in the case, so I'll show you that. Fits on the side. So that little Rode Wireless Go, what you just saw on the tripod there was the receiver. This is a little sender unit. You just press a button and they sync together, and it's a lavalier mic, so you can clip this onto your shirt or your jumper or whatever. It's got a microphone there. I can move away, 30 meters or something, as long as I've got line of sight, and it will record clear audio from here. If you don't like this big bulky thing on you, then you can use, it's got another audio jack, so you can plug in your lav mic, clip that to your shirt. You can hide all the cords down through your shirt, and you can stick this in your pocket or use the clip to clip it on somewhere onto your pocket or something like that. So that's a really good option. Oh, and I've also got furry cats or dead cats or wind socks for the tip of this if it's really windy conditions. That's basically all the audio gear I use. I never trust the onboard mics on any camera. So you've seen the two GoPro 8s. Like I said, this one's my little vloggy one. That one is B-roll shot sort of stuff. So when you see drive-bys with the car or anything like that. Although this does have a little tripod handle, so it can be set up for a drive-by or something like that as well. And then in the car, I've got this little GoPro Hero 6 in a slightly different case. Again, using an external microphone. This one's a Saramonic microphone. It's quite handy because you can spin it around if you were filming this way, or spin it around that way if you're filming that way. So yeah, this one sits in the car. I'll show you how it mounts in the car. I can also spin the thing around like that. And record out the window as we're driving. So that's pretty nifty. I like that. And then any of these three GoPros can be fitted to mounts on the outside of the car, on the bull bar or on the roof rack or pointing back or whatever. So I've got heaps of mounts to do that kind of stuff. If you've ever used GoPro gear, you'll know that they're not very good in low light conditions. So there's a little LED light that I can use. It's got GoPro mount, so I mount it on its own tripod or mount it to one of these cameras using like a cold shoe mount, like that kind of thing. And that's handy in low light conditions. This is rechargeable, and they're only about 30 bucks on eBay. That's quite good. What else we got in here? That's a handy little clip. You can clip it to your bull bar or to your wing mirror or something like that, and then you can mount your GoPro on top. So that's pretty cool. This is a little extension for that if I didn't quite have the height. So then you can mount your GoPro on top of that, clip this onto your bull bar, point back at your windscreen or whatever. Another little tripod. This is a handy little one because you can wrap it around your bull bar or wrap it around a tree and get an interesting sort of shot. Or I could mount that light if I needed some background light for something. Right, batteries for the GoPros. I only use the genuine new batteries for the GoPro 8. That'll work in the 6 as well. I've tried aftermarket batteries and they just don't last as long. So I've got 3 spare batteries in this little charging dock. So that's 1 spare battery for each camera. In terms of settings for the GoPros, I shoot in 2.7K resolution, 60 frames per second, and the linear field of view. So 2.7K resolution, I edit and I upload my videos at 1080p, 30 frames per second, but the reason I shoot in 2.7K is so that I've got some post-production zoom, or I can crop in and not lose resolution. So these GoPros don't have any sort of optical zoom. They've got digital onboard zoom, which does the same thing. You're losing resolution as you zoom in. And I shoot in either 60 or 120 frames per second. Often 60 on this one and 120 on the tripod one, because again, the tripod one's my B-roll. If I've got that set up for a drive-by shot through a puddle or a water crossing or something and there's water going everywhere and I want to slow it down, at 120 frames per second, I can slow that down to quarter speed and it's still going to be smooth and no obvious sort of choppiness or anything. And then the linear field of view, because GoPros have like a fisheye lens and they can distort everything and make it look funny like that, which is great for having a really wide field of view. But I just don't like the look of that distortion. So what the linear field of view does is it crops out all that distortion, so you get a rectangular 16:9 or whatever it is aspect ratio without any of that distortion. I've got here a DJI Mavic Air drone. This has been a really good little drone. I love that it's nice and compact. All the arms fold into it. I had the Fly More combo, so I've got 1 battery in the drone and then 2 spare ones here, and a charging system capable of charging all 3 at once. So that's really cool. It takes a good shot. It's a 2.7K camera. Again, I cut that down to 1080, 30 frames per second by the time it goes on YouTube anyway. My only complaint about this drone is the Follow Me or the Active Track software is really crappy. Every time I've got the drone in the air following the car, with that automatic setting, I find it loses the car or it gets disconnected. It drives me nuts. So most of the time, if you see me taking cool sort of shots with the drone in the air following the car, while I'm driving, I'm actually trying to control the thing, which is a nightmare. So I'm gonna have to teach my missus how to fly it or get her to drive the car so I can get some cool shots while I'm driving. But yeah, that's really cool. If I was going to upgrade, if I crash this thing or I lose it or I break it, I'll get the Mavic Pro 2 because the Active Track or the Follow Me stuff is way better on that. But otherwise, happy with that. So that was the charging gear for that. Set of wireless headphones for when I'm editing. These are Osdom Bluetooth headphones. They're really good and they're pretty cheap too. So they're alright. They go with my laptop for editing. The laptop fits in this bag as well. So this is a MacBook Pro 13-inch. It was my first Mac, my first MacBook. I had an iMac for editing as well. I just find editing videos or footage on these things is really good. It's just seamless. It just seems to deal with it a hell of a lot easier than my PC did. Now, in terms of editing software, I'm still using iMovie. Here's some stuff. Oh yeah, I'm still using iMovie. It's pretty basic, but my videos are pretty basic. It does a job. But the only problem with these MacBooks is there's not a lot of storage on them. So I've got a whole heap of external hard drives that I'll take away with me. Just little 2 terabyte, I think they're Seagate hard drives. And I've got a USB-C plug so they can go straight to the computer without an adapter or anything like that. These have like mechanical moving parts in them, so they're not great for corrugations. I'd be better off with solid state hard drives, but they're just so expensive for the same size, I just can't afford them. So hopefully I'd have no dramas with losing any data. That would be devastating. But that's why I'm going to try pump out continually, like my video a week, because I don't want to bank months of footage to find that that I've lost it because of a failed hard drive. So I've got a heap of those. They all fit in here as well. That's it for video and audio gear. For still photography, we've just upgraded Tiff's DSLR. She had a Canon with this new Sony A6400. It's pretty cool. It's got a little vlog screen, so you could shoot like a vlog or something with it. Only issue with that, shooting footage on these things, they take a really good video. It's 4K, but there's no onboard stabilization, so that's where the GoPro really trumps mirrorless cameras for footage, getting footage. As a handheld camera, the stability control on these things is amazing. Like the footage comes out buttery smooth, but this will take a heaps better picture because of the size of the lens in it. So I'm not really that into still photography, but Tiff's into it. So, but I'm more interested in using this thing for a bit of astrophotography because these are a hell of a lot better in low light. So we might look at doing a bit of that. And I reckon that's about it. That's everything. So all of that gear fits inside this backpack really neatly, and then this will just sit on the seat inside the cab of the car. It'll go on one of the spare seats. I'm riding solo today, so it's on the front seat. But when Tiff and Chloe are in the car, bag goes in one of the back seats. But same setup. The seat belt goes through the back straps and is clicked in. And everything's really easy to grab. This camera I'm filming on right now, my little vlog one, you can actually reach inside there and grab it out. And then the big tripod one's just clipped in there with a clip to get out. So that's it, guys. It's not the flashiest of gears, it's not the most expensive top-end stuff, but it does a job for us, does what we want to do. If you've got any suggestions for some other cool gear that we can benefit from, let us know. But I think we've trialled a few different things, and this is pretty much what we need to do, what we want to do. Thanks heaps for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to. And yeah, stay tuned, guys, because we're only a couple of weeks off leaving for our big lap, and we're super, super excited. Little Chloe, 3 years old, she's absolutely pumped. She's been telling all her friends at daycare about it. The camper trailer's replacement arrives next week, so we'll show you what we got. Hopefully you like that. We're really excited to get it. We've really cut things fine. We've got a week and a half from receiving the new wheels to get it all ready to go on our trip. So I'm finished with work now. Tiff's got another week of work. Cutting it really fine, but that's what we do. We're going to wing it. Cheers, guys. Oh, one more thing. I've got a heap of stickers. If you guys want to buy any, just either flick me a DM on Instagram or a message on the Facebook page. Got black and white, $7 each including postage. I will probably take these with me so I can send them out as we're traveling, but it's a hell of a lot easier if you want to get some now before we go. I can bang them in the post box. It's just a cool way to support us if you want to, and stick one of these on your beer fridge or your car. That'd be really cool. Thanks, guys.